Hey, Dave here. Uh, the other day I was watching videos and I saw a Garage Geek talk about this channel. And the channel name is, I think it's Grammaticus Books. And I watched his video today along with some others, and I thought it was a real interesting thread that they have going because they're showing comic book art covers, and I like both comic books and art, along with music and everything else. So I thought I would dig out a few comics that I've always enjoyed the covers on. So let's get going. I won't probably say too much about the story in any of these, but this is Planetary. The artwork is by John Cassidy, and I think it has a real Steranko look to it. The way he's divided up the different panels and everything, it's got sort of a graphic design in some of them. Planetary is about these three archaeologists that would go to various planets and run into adventures. John Bolton cover, kind of a one-off or like a two-part series that John Bolton did, but it has a nice wraparound cover. His artwork was very much in the Frank Frazetta mold, and artists of that ilk. But yeah, they were just anthology stories that he wrote and drew, and I've always liked Bolton's art as well. He didn't produce a lot of stuff, but what he did produce, I always liked it a lot. Since everybody's showing their favorite Conan covers, I'll show this one. It's one of those oversized edition things. And as you can see, Conan is art by John Buscema, I believe. And he's battling an ape here with the female in the background. Here's another picture of it. Like I said, it's by John Buscema, and I could always kind of tell Buscema's artwork due to the way that he would draw the eyes on a lot of the characters. They kind of had, like, to me, like Asian eyes or something like that. But yeah, always liked his artwork a lot too, John Buscema. He drew a lot of Conan things. I'd be remiss if I didn't say something about Jack Kirby, who I do like. Grew up reading, some of the Jack Kirby stuff, and have always kind of followed him. But Commandy, Last Boy on Earth, and as you can see, it kind of has a Planet of the Apes looking cover to it, with the Statue of Liberty in the background and all. Jack Kirby was seemingly a big fan of science fiction, Planet of the Apes 2001, and all that type of stuff. So yeah, Commandy by Jack Kirby. This is a Mark Schultz, Xenozoic Tales. He started out in this book here called Death Rattle, and he wasn't a prolific artist because he was real slow, which I can understand. He's writing Prince Valiant right now, I believe, newspaper strips, if he's still doing that. Last time I checked, that's what he was doing. But his Xenozoic Tales were about something cataclysmic happened to the earth, and everybody had to go underground. But once they could come back above ground, the earth had changed and was ruled over by different mutants and dinosaurs and stuff like that. The main character here, who's fighting the alligator, is I think his name was Tinrak or something like Jack Tinrak, and his companion was Hannah. They had kind of an off and on sort of love-hate relationship with each other. But yeah, it was a really interesting world to go into and read about. Miracle Man. There were 3 Miracle Men. This is the Miracle Man that was started by Alan Moore, and you can probably pick up the graphic novel. But one of them was a good guy, one was a bad guy, and another was a kid Miracle Man. And it's sort of a takeoff a little bit on Marvel Man. So anyway, this is, you can see, is the evil Miracle Man as he's destroyed a bunch of Earth and has somebody's head here within his grip. But yeah, it was a real, like a lot of Alan Moore stuff. Pretty edgy, fairly dark, and a really good read. This is one of my comics of my youth, back when I was a young teenager. Turok, Son of Stone. As you can see, he's trying to get his companion out of here, whose name is Andar, the young kid there. And he's trapped in a seed pod. But I always loved the way that these Gold Key comics had these painted covers. And I think Don Glut did a lot of them, but I may be mistaken about that. But at any rate, they were always made for a cover that made me want to pick up something with these kind of painted covers on them. Here's another one, actually, that I pulled that I'm not showing, but this is a Gold Key of Tarzan and the Apes. Again, painted cover. This is Grimjack, or John Gaunt, as he was called in the comic. And as you can see, it's a real high adventure type comic. And it's about this John Gaunt here, this Grimjack guy that is sort of a sword for hire. And somehow he got put into this world where dimensions all fold into each other. So they have, there's monsters and aliens and all that kind of thing in there. And of course, good guys and bad. But it's a pretty interesting comic by Tim Truman, who is the artist who does the cover on it. But yeah, pretty interesting. Kind of was like what I would refer to as kind of like tough guy fiction, much in the mold of something like Dirty Harry or action movies back then. But yeah, made for an interesting read. This is Warriors, and I'm not sure if Sue, no, it says Burles, did the cover for this, but Warriors, it was just a kind of a Dungeons and Dragons type fantasy adventure comic. I'd always love reading these, man. They really didn't make a lot of them. I think maybe there were under maybe 20. I'm not sure about that, because them being independent like this, they were always hard to get a hold of. Even though I had a comic list, sometimes the guy wouldn't order everything. But if I went out of town, I'd always be looking for them if I had gaps in my run on these. But I always thought they were pretty interesting comics. Like I said, they were sort of Dungeon Dragons, J.R.R. Tolkien type thing, but nice painted cover here. And they had okay art. I mean, they were black and white, but I thought the artwork in them was always done pretty adequately as well. But a real fun series for as long as it lasted. This is a reproduction of the Human Torch. This is a reproduction of the 1941 comic of that name, Golden Age. The cover here is done by Alex Ross, and the original Golden Age cover is similar to this, but of that time. He updated the cover for this, I'm sure helping to sell the book. But in the early version of the Human Torch, he wasn't Johnny Storm, but a android that was made by a scientist in a lab. And yeah, I mean, like he eventually teamed up with Submariner and Captain America and became the Invaders. But yeah, it has a nice pulpy look to it, and even the pages, they look like they've weathered, but actually that's the way the comic came back then, was with these kind of pulpy newspaper print pages. But yeah, from the 1941 Human Torch. Then I picked a couple others that I just haven't put up, and I'll just go ahead and show them. This is a cover for Slow Death. You have these two astronauts, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a rock here, and there's some writing on the rock. And it says, a world peace treaty was signed on this spot by all nations of Earth. Then it has July, and the dates kind of marked out a little bit. But interesting cover by, looks like it says Gore. Not really familiar with him, but it was an anthology magazine, Slow Death. So yeah, kind of science fiction and horror mixed in with it. Then I also pulled this one too. This is Batman by, not sure who this is by. It may very well be by, there it is, Mike Coult, I guess is how he says his name. But you have two great detectives here, the Shadow and Batman. And they team up to solve a mystery. But yeah, two good detectives, can't go wrong. Anyway, I appreciate the thread, and I enjoyed giving my 2 cents to it. But yeah, I really look forward to seeing what other people have to enter in this little thread, because it's been real interesting. So thank you for the thread, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.